Good afternoon and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today I have for you Transformers Generations Legacy Lazer Optimus Prime. He spells laser with a Z because he's 90s cool. Alright, here Optimus Prime is with his battle station. And before we get into this, I'll mention a few things that you'll notice change in this video. I have noticed that whenever I do the sizing on those little less than 1 minute long videos, they get a lot of traffic and more people find my channel. So to help raise awareness for my channel and get it out there more, I'm just going to take the Bumblebee comparison and the Lego pad measurements, and I'm going to make those their own unique less than 1 minute long videos. Maybe that'll help my channel get some recognition. And also, I have an ask out there. If any of y'all have any spare memory or like SD cards or just hard drives, hit me up. I'm out of memory. I've been deleting old videos to make room for new videos. I don't have the budget to get any new memory. With all the prices increasing and everything going mad out there, I just, massive shrug on what's going to happen. Just going to keep chugging along and deleting old stuff until I figure out a way to have enough to get a new SD card. The last one I bought, I spent $50 on, and then it took me a few weeks to get it up to 35 gigabytes, but once I got it up to 35 gigabytes, it doesn't save anymore. It stops at 35 gigabytes, even though it's a 500 gigabyte SD card. I just cannot believe it. So I don't want to screw that up again, so I'm just not going to buy any more SD cards. I'm just going to ask friends and stuff to help me. I'll pay for it if they can look for it, but honestly speaking, I screw up because I'm not seeing something. There's something I'm missing on the screen when buying things, and from a blind person, that's the scariest thing about online purchasing. That is truly terrifying. What if they didn't explain it right in the description? What if they expected you to see the pictures and know that something was screwed up, but they didn't really describe it in the description? That's why I don't buy things on the internet very often. I only stick to Amazon because, in big, in toy stores like well, not Big Bad anymore. They've done me wrong too many times, but enough toy stores out there. It's just I can't do the eBay thing because I've been burned too many times just because I couldn't see the picture, and that's a little messed up. All right, that's enough of me complaining about the channel. I will be getting it situated. I always do. I always find a way, and just letting you guys know, I'm now just deleting old stuff in order to make room for new stuff, and I don't know if that's the right approach to make or not. I'd like to keep a portfolio, but at the same time, I'd like to keep making videos for you guys. So if making videos for you comes at the cost of destroying my own portfolio, then I gladly accept it, because I have more fun making these videos than I do keeping a portfolio. All right, so let's get into the battle station here. Now, the battle station's got some problems, and the way I've realized it was, because I just recently realized this. Okay, so the battle station has this thing on the bottom. It's this big platform. It's really horribly waffled. This entire thing is waffled to ends, back again. And I really hope that somebody out there on the third-party market can actually come up with some fillers that fill in all this waffling and give us a nice, some nice flat stuff. And I'll spin it around and let you guys see by turning it upwards if you can see. It's just, they took the tanker mold and they just crisscrossed it with a bunch of waffles to, make it sturdy, instead of just making the entire inside of this flat with some siege ports. Now, the question that I bet you're asking is, what use is this battle? This thing looks weird. It's kind of stupid. It is. It does look weird, and it is kind of stupid. But I figured it out. All right, so you got this claw here on the end of this this thing that comes up, and this thing's like a crane. It's a crane that happens to have a laser. It's not a laser tower. Just so you understand where I'm coming from on this. Okay, so the little laser just fell off. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna. So what you do with this is, I guess you can imagine grabbing a weapon. We'll see. We got a weapon. We got a weapon. We got a weapon. We got a weapon. God. Every time I need something, I'm just not getting it these days. No, those are blast effects. I needed blast effects 2 videos ago, and that weapon's too thick. Okay. This weapon will work. Okay. We got this weapon here. This is actually a Battle Master, but whatever. So you put the weapon in the claw. All right. This part you got to pretend, because they could have given us a siege peg on the end of this. They could have given us a siege peg, but instead they gave us this little claw that doesn't even work. I'm like, guys, come on. You could have done something to make it kind of work for better for playstyle. Anyway, this thing goes over and it drops the weapons in the siege ports. Okay, so boom, that thing's dropped in its siege port, and I missed the siege port. There's the siege port. Okay, so I realized it's an armory, and this is literally the robot. This little arm bit is the robot that goes around to all the weapons in the armory and picks them up and delivers them to Optimus. So all he has to do is just walk up here to the end and be like, "Trailer, get me my stuff," and then it just ding and go over here and get something there. It's actually, because of the way it's built, it can reach every siege port on this battle station. So it's not a battle station at all. It's a mobile armory, and I think that's a mismarketing. Uh, so just so you guys know, I figured it out. It's an armory. It's kind of an awesome armory. When you look at it as an armory, it becomes pretty cool. But there's still one part of this thing that upsets me. And after discovering it's an armory, I'm like, all right, I like it a lot more now. It's got some cool little play action to it. It's this ramp. This ramp does it for me. It really upsets me, and I hope that any third-party people can replace this ramp with some airlock ramp. I really, really enjoyed the fact that I've been able to combine just about everything together with airlock and make a really nice Autobot space station center. Well, not space station, but spaceport. I've got Omega Supreme and Black Zarek fighting over a Cybertronian spaceport in my room. And I enjoy making the spaceport. It's fun, and combining more stuff together is also fun. But, that this is a missed opportunity. Why did they just drop the airlock? That's just what I wanted to mention. I'd get into more of a rant with it, but I don't want to waste too much time. So we're moving on. I'm going to set this guy off to the side. There you go. And now we have our Lazer Optimus, and we'll talk about Lazer Optimus. Lazer Optimus Prime, as primes go, he has some issues. One, his legs are really long, but that's it. Honestly, I was thinking that his shoulders are really weak, but then I realized something about them. All right, so you got this sword arm here, okay? What is great about swords? Slashing. So what you could do is you untransform. Don't you start. Okay, so you can unpeg his shoulder from the inside of his truck mode, and what that will do is give you a reverse butterfly hinge, so he can just slash out all the way behind him, just whap, and get really good range. And I just wanted to mention that. I think it's really cool. He gets some backwards butterfly if you unpeg the shoulder. Now, we'll talk about siege ports, and we'll just keep his weapons on him for the moment. So, counting his hands and his arms and these things, his shoulder pauldrons, that's 4 siege ports on each side. Then, he's got a siege port on his back, and he's got 1 siege port on each of his legs, and then he's got 4 siege ports on the bottom. So that's 2, 6, 10, 12, 14, 15 siege ports on him. And like I said, if you want the measurements, see the less than 1 minute long video. Alright, we'll talk about more on his posability. He's got some good leg action, but it's the same exact leg action as we experienced in the Earthrise Optimus Prime. And though I do appreciate how stiff these joints are, even though these parts are being reused, there's not experiencing mold degradation, which is good. I really like that. These legs are still just as strong and sturdy as they were for Earthrise. That's nice to know. More posability-wise, he only gets a 90 on his elbow, which is a bit sad, but you can spin his hands 360 degrees, so you can, just spin his sword like that. He's got helicopter sword, helicopter sword, helicopter sword. Okay. He can just hold it upside down. Because he's cool like that. He's holding his sword gangsta style. Alright. His head is actually kind of really stiff. It doesn't like to move much at all. and I don't move it too much because I'm worried about breaking it. But he can look up pretty far because of the transformation. He can't really look down much, and that's mainly because of the stiffness of that head joint. Um, if you open up his chest, you do get a matrix of leadership. So we're going to open his chest up real quick. We're just going to... Come on. I forget how this chest opens sometimes. This chest is kind of stupid. So instead of opening sideways like other Optimus Prime's chests, this one folds upwards like for Ultra Magnus's chest does. And then we get the flattest matrix of leadership ever. And it's like, did you really need to include a matrix of leadership in this guy? It'd have been nice to have a, more of a Siege style Prime for the Lazer. That would have been cool. And then we could have gotten a Siege style Optimus Prime with a matrix of leadership. That would have been neat. But yeah, it's a super flat matrix. It's not a really nice matrix at all. And then he's got the nice texturing of his his grill, torso, and because of the way the transformation works, he's just got a nice core body that is very well put together. The plastic on this is that nice, slick feeling Kingdom plastic, Siege plastic, and now Legacy plastic. I call the plastics by the place I found them most in, or at least the line of toys I found the most in. And yeah, this is definitely that plastic. This is that stuff that makes Cyclonus shine and just feel amazing in the hand, and this guy feels amazing in the hand because of it. I'm really happy they continued using it. Though they skimped out and used old Earthrise plastic for the wheels, which I'm just like, why? You could just use rubber. You could just give us rubber wheels. Can't you just give us rubber wheels? He's got some nice texturing on his shoulder pauldrons. And yeah, there's a lot to explore with this guy. The shoulder pauldrons have this really unique vent-style texture, and the legs are the same exact texture as Earthrise, except when you get down here below the knee, it feels armored. Where Earthrise Optimus, let's see, we got an Earthrise Optimus here. We got an Earthrise Op. Here's Earthrise Optimus. Oh yeah, where Earthrise Optimus here has vents in his legs, I guess because, his legs need venting. This guy, this Lazer Optimus Prime, has been dealing with battles so long that he realized those vents are a weakness, so he just went ahead and sealed them up and put on an extra layer of steel over top of that. And it's really neat to see these guys next to each other because of the size difference and also the fact that for some reason their cores are way different from one another. It's really odd. At least in the sense of it's just interesting how they managed to do it. I really appreciate the transformation. The transformation for this guy is a lot of fun. It's definitely in the top ranked transformations just because of its interesting dynamics and the fact that you have to thread his arms through the canopy on the back. That part was cool. But other than that, it's an excellent Optimus Prime figure. It's worth adding to your Chug Scale collection, and if you can get some fillers and a new ramp for his armory that he comes with that transforms into a tanker, then have at it, because it being an armory just makes the most sense. Well, that's all I've got for you now. Tune in next Prime on Friday. We will be discussing Power Rangers. I learned how to transform them. Until then, bye bye for now.